Welcome! In this video, we'll be learning how to use Smart Podiums on campus. We'll be focusing on what a Smart Podium is, the basics of using it, how to orient the Smart Podium, using a Smart Podium with PowerPoint, and using Smart Notebook. Now that's a fair amount of stuff to go over in one video. If you'd like to skip ahead to a certain topic, go ahead and press that topic on the screen now. You can also skip to a topic anytime during the video by using this menu along the top of the screen. Alright, let's begin. So, what is a Smart Podium? The Smart Podium is a pretty cool and useful device that lets us interact with a computer using a pen, and is especially useful if we want to draw or write on the computer. Now there are a couple different models of Smart Podiums found throughout campus, but everything we do in this video will be the exact same or very similar on the other models throughout campus. Now before we get into things too much, let's take a quick look at the Smart Podium itself. I'll find a power button on either the top right or bottom left of the podium. On the front face of the monitor, we have some tool buttons, also called function buttons. They're divided into the pen tools, which allow us to easily select a pen or the eraser, application tools, which launch smart software, and on some Smart Podiums we have the support tools, which let us quickly orient the display if needed. Now on either the left or right sides of the monitor, we'll find some USB ports, which we can use to insert a USB drive if needed. We can adjust the angle of the Smart Podium by pushing down on or pulling up on the lever found on the back of the podium. And that's the Smart Podium. So now let's start playing around with it. First we'll need to grab the pen, which can be found either on the back of the podium or below the screen. Now if you can't find the pen in either of these locations, look around the desk to see if it's lying near the monitor. Alright, now that we have the pen, let's make sure the podium is oriented correctly. If the pointer does not appear directly under the pen when we tap on the screen, we'll need to orient the podium. To do this, we need to find the blue-white smartboard icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Using our mouse, we'll right-click the icon, select Orient, and then follow the instructions that appear on the screen. Some Smart Podiums have a support tool that allows one to quickly orient the display when needed by just pressing that button. Alright, now that the podium is oriented, we can use the pen to interact with the computer just like we would using a mouse. We can tap on objects, drag objects across the screen, and double tap shortcuts and folders. If we want to perform a right click, we simply tap and hold the pen anywhere on the screen for a few seconds. We can also press the right click tool button found on the podium, then tap on the screen. Now to write and draw on the computer, we simply need to select a pen color by either pressing a pen tool on the podium or by selecting a pen from the Smartboard Tools software, which should be found on the side of the screen. Now if we don't see the Smartboard Tools, we just need to press Start, type in Smartboard Tools, then press Enter. Alright, now that we've selected a pen color, we can start drawing right on the desktop. We'll notice that a notepad automatically comes up when we start drawing and expands as we cover more space. Right now if we need to erase something, we simply need to select the eraser tool. And we can also bring up something like a PDF or web page and use the pen to start drawing on top of it. This can be really useful if we want to highlight something on a page. Alright, now when we're done drawing, we'll want to select the pointer tool to return the pen to its normal functions. But the pointer tool can also be used to select and move drawings on the screen. And that's the basics of using a Smart Podium. So now let's look at how to use the Smart Podium to draw and annotate in PowerPoint presentations. So we'll first open a PowerPoint, and once we've started the presentation, we'll notice this small toolbar here. Now with this toolbar, we can move forward or backwards through a presentation. We can view and jump to a slide anywhere in a presentation, and we can stop the presentation. Now there are some hidden tools we can access by pressing this arrow at the bottom of the toolbar. Now this brings up several different options. The two that we're going to look at in this video are the New Slide option and the Pointer option. So let's look at the pointer first. Now if we select Pointer, we can tap any part of the slide to add a green pointer or a green arrow. Now this can be handy when pointing out a part of the slide to students, especially when teaching a broadcast course, as students in remote sites can't see things such as laser pointers. Now we can move this arrow around the slide if we want to, and when we're done with it, we press the X. Now the New Slide option is useful if we want to write down notes or solve a problem in the middle of our presentation. We simply press New Slide, and that'll add a slide in the middle of our presentation. Now drawing on a presentation works the same way as when we were just drawing on the desktop. We simply select a pen color and start drawing. Now one really nice feature to note is that the annotations that we draw on a slide will remain with that slide throughout the presentation. When we exit the presentation, we're given the option here of saving our annotations to the PowerPoint. Alright, the last thing we'll be learning about in this video is how to use Smart Notebook. Now, Smart Notebook is an application that allows us to write and draw on the Smart Podium, and it has some pretty cool features and tools. So, to open Smart Notebook, we can press the Smart Notebook function button found on the podium, or we can bring up the Start menu and type in Smart Notebook. Now once it opens, a blank project should come up like this. So here we'll notice we have a blank page to write on, and above this we have a toolbar which contains a variety of tools for us to use. So let's jump right in and start playing around. Now here we have the pen tools, which let us select the pen we want to write with. We'll stay with the normal pen for now. Now once we've selected a pen, we can choose a color. Let's do blue. Now if we need more color options, we'll find them here. And we also have a few more options like line thickness and style here. Alright, now I can start writing on the page. Pretty easy, huh? Alright, let's try another type of pen, like the Calligraphy Pen. Alright, we'll change the color and the thickness. And voila! Alright, now, if we need the eraser, we can find it here, or, like before, we can press the eraser button on the front of the podium. And we also have some shape tools here that let us draw and add shapes to the page. And then using the line tool, we can draw lines. Now a really useful tool is the pointer tool. Now it lets us select our drawings and manipulate them on the page. So if we select something, we can move it around, enlarge it, rotate it, and if we tap on the arrow here, we're given some more options like copy and paste and a few other things. Now if we've selected some writing and we tap on this arrow, we'll see this recognize option here, which will turn our writing into text. Now this is a pretty cool feature that works quite well. Now if we want to delete an object or text, we just need to select it, then press delete on the keyboard, or press the delete button here. If we want to delete multiple items, we just drag the pen over them, and then press delete. Alright, now let's take a look at some of these tabs on the left of the screen. This first tab lets us view all our pages in our project. Now, right now we only have one page, but we can add and remove pages using these buttons. Now the second tab is the Gallery tab, which contains clip art, backgrounds, and other materials we can use in our project. The third tab is the Attachment tab. From here we can import pictures and other files into our project. We can also drag pictures or files directly onto our project without having to use the Attachment tab at all. And now the last tab we'll look at is the Properties tab. From this tab, we are able to format any object we have drawn in our project. For example, if we select this drawing here, we can change the color, thickness, and style. Alright, now the last thing we'll look at is how to save our projects. To do this, we simply press the Save button here, or we can press File, Save. Now doing this will save the project as a .notebook file, which will only open in Smart Notebook and may not be too useful if you're planning on distributing the project to others. If we want to save our project in a different format, we simply press File, Export As, then choose from this list of formats. And that's it for this video. Now there's a lot more we can do with Smart Podiums that we didn't cover in this video. If you'd like to learn more, contact the IT Service Desk at 435-797-HELP. If you'd like to find out which classrooms on campus have Smart Podiums, visit it.usu.edu/classrooms.